exactly the same machinery. So who will get to one of the Red Bull KTM Tech 3 bikes has been stalled, and that means it's going to be a pit lane start. Was that Ikalekwana? Who will master Misano? The man on the far left from pole to get it going. There is Ikalekwana. Just under the 10,000 then here at Misano. Topic performance in FP3 yesterday, you could have sold 99,970 seats. Their class 199. He sits on what a place it would be to go into. Yamaha had such a good day here last year and almost won it with this 4 spots. Quartararo hopes so. He's got a 3-point lead over Dovizioso Miller. He's got to get a great start and then he's got to try and really push hard to get some decent temperature. Enjoying the race here today, but surely it's got to be so much more than that. There's bragging position record there, you can see it with your own eyes. Marquez won twice, and of course, headline yesterday, locking out the top 4, Lynn Jarvis. With the sunglasses and the mask, he's still looking. Viñales, ready, green flag, waving. We are ready. Viñales at all. Franco Morbidelli got away really well. Fabio Quartararo gets swallowed, and through comes. Did Fabio Quartararo. Disastrous start from the front row for the Frenchman. Saris Morbidelli and Valentino wanted immediately a defensive line there from Maverick Viñales. The 2 Suzukis had a good day at all because he's now got the hard work to get through on Jack Miller's Ducati. Jack Miller said he might try and a tight line up the inside there. It's going to be close, this one. And he closes the door, does Franco Morbidelli on the Miller. He's going for it now though. He's got that inside line. Oh, he sits him up. Miller through on Jack on the coattails of Fabio Quartararo. It'll be Morbidelli though that leads his home Grand Prix through teeth chattering. Cheap tattering. I think we both need our teeth put a Jack Miller. Then it's Maverick Viñales. And Fabio Quartararo is desperate to try and find a way past both Viñales and Quartararo, the exact opposite to the starts that Morbidelli and Rossi both made, because it's such a short start finish straight. There is Joan. He's intent just here. He's really keen to get through on Franco Morbidelli. Yeah, no major impression behind Maverick Viñales in 4th spot. And Morbidelli and Rossi are starting to make. He's going for it again up the inside of Morbidelli. Morbidelli just leaves his brake in that little bit late there. Yeah, great drive. Rossi gets out of turn 6. Through we go then into Viñales, but also trying to keep Aleix Rins at bay. Yeah, the 2 Suzukis are starting to look seriously. Terrible start for Miguel Oliveira. He lost 5 places. The Styrian Grand Prix race winner. He plays at the moment. Thought Rins was going to fire it up the inside of Quartararo into turn 14. No behind Maverick at the moment. Viñales still waiting probably for that hard rear tyre to properly come in on the front row there. Struggling in these early stages. Morbidelli from Rossi and Miller. Small got a bit of space between himself and Bagnaia back in 8th place. Dovizioso is coming on the threat there. Took your pitch from Joan. Was Zarco going through on Dovizioso? Well, now Rossi gets that great drive from turn 6. Can he challenge once more? That was a great sprint coming out of turn 6. What a great shot that was. You could see that Ducati sitting down that course. I think Quartararo might just be attacking Maverick Viñales there. It was getting very, very close. Here come the top 3, and here come Maverick and Fabio. The Yamaha copes with the bumps better than most. Surely Fabio Quartararo's going to have a look. No, pressure on Viñales now, isn't he? They can just see Morbidelli and Rossi eking away at the keeping the boss at bay. On board with the doctor there as we come across the line. He won't have. Viñales gets great grip out of turn 16. Miller's the fastest man on circuit right now at 30. The Aprilia test rider, unfortunately. He's taking a tumble at turn 14. Yeah, this is good from Jack. Out of turn 6 we go. Lord, look at that. Rear end. Squats down. Still as you are. Morbidelli, who hasn't led a race now since Brno, of course. In recent history, what we've learned in recent history is that sometimes both Morbidelli, so how will that work out as we get into the business end of this race? Now then, Quartararo well wide there. Really wide. Turn 11. So you've got to watch that. Coroni's going to take a long that penalty. Joan Mir at the moment, just lap times, but Rins is opened up an advantage of 7 tenths. He's taking a big chunk of time. Was that Rins going for Quartararo in the background there? Sorry, Steve, I think Rins might have been actually looking at a moves here, but not quite able to make the pass a stick. He was the fastest man on that last lap, Aleix Rins. Yeah, because if you stall it, you're supposed to wheel the bike off the grid and start from pit lane. So good then for Franco Morbidelli, but he's got company, and Miller's closed that gap down a bit as well, the Pramac and Quartararo. That hard rear tyre now will be in and working nicely. He'll be up to moving his way forward and perhaps piling pressure then on Miller, Rossi and Morbidelli ahead of him. Then his protege that he brought through the ranks at the academy started this one. There is Aleix Rins then, fastest man on circuit. trying to this weekend, particularly Davide Brivio, say how difficult it is to overtake around this 2 or 3 laps, but he just can't find a way through to make the move clean.
Just going to get a bit harder for Bagnaia as well, and Dovi, 9th, is about the best as it gets.
Then rolling back the years into turn 4, keeping that gap down to under the off-road event at the VR46 ranch in Aprilia. These two always pair up.
Finishes on the podium here today. It's one of the rides of the day. You expected to see the Yamaha, the speed. Miller's doing a grand job in the early stages.
Absolutely awesome. That's why Ducati have picked him to be in the focus. And Viñales. This is further back down the field. A battle raging between the Espargaro brothers, there and Brad Binder. They're certainly not going to be repeating their winning heroics of Brno and
not been fighting selves, although arguably Paul Espargaro on mistakes. Here we are on board with Franco Morbidelli.
He's got a tip in my cap to Pecco Bagnaia because he's got incredible rhythm at the moment. Fast 0.72, about 2/10 quicker than Rossi in second place. Outstanding job. Dovizioso.
There are the Suzukis then of Rins and Mir. At the front there's no change. Rossi's trying to apply pressure to Franco Morbidelli, but Miller is there ready to pick up the pieces as well if should it all go wrong. Still nothing really
for quite some time. There's been a few near misses, or a few near passes I should say, for quite a few laps now this league group of 7.
Is Morbidelli just exceeding track limits slightly there.
Probably nerved about that. Picked him up big style there, didn't he?
He has the inside line. What can he now do about that gap to Jack Miller, which has gone up to half a second?
Yeah, of course, Maverick Viñales really needs to finish ahead of Fabio Quartararo to reignite his championship charge after a disaster right now. He is way quicker. He's the first man in the 32s. Quartararo's bailed out.
The World Championship leader is down at turn 4.
Carlos at turn 14 on the previous lap, and at turn 4, Fabio fluffs it.
MotoGP script.
Andrea Dovizioso's 9th. He could be leading the World Championship at the end by Fabio Quartararo on the deck at turn number 4. His big well to the gap. Can you believe it's Andrea Dovizioso? We just said it. The guy's not even in the top 6. Astonishing. And Rossi. Look at Rossi. He's only 10 points down. This is make this up. We've said this before, if you pitch this season to a Hollywood show, this is unbelievable. So Fabio Quartararo fluffs his lines for the first time.
As well. He's shaking his head, Maverick. This is going from bad to worse for the number 12. And a 32.706 for the injured Italian.
Bagnaia's in a different race to the guys ahead of him. What about Viñales? Viñales a 33.8. Bagnaia was 1.1 second trick.
Around the outside. Pecco Bagnaia around the outside. Joan Mir, no.
He streaked away from Andrea Dovizioso behind him. It's tight there between Mir and Viñales.
Through past Joan Mir.
Well, what have we always said? Adrenaline is the best painkiller in the world. Laps to go, but he can sniff the podium already.
In the meantime,
he's wide, a little bit wide there.
But you're looking here at Pecco Bagnaia, the fastest man on, is a bit shaken here in this race. You do wonder, don't you, if that little drama on the grid at the start
just unnerved him a little bit as well. That's Mir
wide
well
way
hot. And that's allowed Bagnaia to
not gone the way he had expected it to at all. Plan A was to get out front and bolt. It went wrong for them.
He did a 32.7 best of the race. As soon as he's got into this groove, his pace dropped by a foot, almost close to tagging Viñales there, wasn't he, in the first corner. You cannot take your eyes in a strong third place still. Those three now have got quite a big buffer back to Aleix Rins
yesterday. The only man I fear is Fabio Quartararo. He's now out of the race and this is gone.
Can you believe Fabio Quartararo, having dominated the first 2 races in the line, he's not going to have a top 6 since those 2 maximum 50.
Astonishing. What I can tell you is we are going to have another in MotoGP for 2020, whatever happens here.
This has been incredible. Aleix Rins has got in 32.851. Yeah, Aleix Rins was a mile quicker than the 3 men ahead of him, a mile faster than Miller.
Out of turn 6 we go. Morbidelli. This does him so many favours in the World Championship. I think he'd just be a handful of points. Valentino Rossi there, he just lost half a tenth maybe into turn 8. Here is Fabio Quartararo, who has rejoined down on Stefan Prada right now, but he will be so upset. Let's go. Maverick Viñales, the bike could never settle there. It was twitching and wide as well.
Joan Razlan Razli, they cannot believe it. Well, this is the world champion, wasn't he, by Petrucci on the first lap in Phillip Island. I can't remember the last time he bailed out of his own accord. Jack Miller's had a track limits warning, so he's got to be careful. A couple more indiscreet.
Morbidelli started to break away
here. Good, isn't he?
He's looking fantastic, Franco Morbidelli.
Tired in Franco Morbidelli. Morbidelli, so I'll be hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice. Can anybody do a bit?
Jack Miller then, at the moment, holding on to third place. He just put in his fastest lap.
And another 132.8. That's back-to-back 132.8s from the Suzuki man.
We're only 11 laps gone. There's still 16 to go. A lot can still change, and we as well. It's up to 8 tenths now for Franco Morbidelli. He's in a world of his own.
What happened to Franco Morbidelli and Valentino Rossi? This would be so circuit. Almost as close as brothers, aren't they, this pair? And when you think of all the trauma, this would be such a great result for the pair of them.
Well, his races have not been his fault, no. And one of them, he was well positioned to possibly get 20 on course
to be taking that 200th podium, although that's not a given because Miller and we're still not even at half race distance.
No, Alex Rins here right now looks stayed with so long to go that he's got a good chance of still winning this race.
Viñales is just absolutely nowhere. His pace has dropped off a cliff. He's doing and struggling to do 32s for fun. It's been another very humbling afternoon so far for Maverick Viñales.
It does seem that track conditions change after Moto3 and Moto2 races have been on.
Lavishing praise on Yamaha for knocking out that top four, but of those four,
well, I mean,
everybody thought it was going to be Viñales and Quattararo.
Yeah, exactly. If you'd have asked me, now Rins needs to dispatch of Miller quickly.
He's going for it now.
He's going for it.
That's awesome. Start posing a real serious problem. This is going to be fascinating with clear track ahead of him. How quick a look at the inside of Jack Miller into turn 4, which has proven so costly for Fabio Quattararo today. That's gapped Miller behind him.
Is Miller just starting to find it?
Not a lot wrong with Bagnaia.
He's having a big look over his shoulder there, Jack Miller. I think he's got a bit of trouble.
He wasn't in that Andalusian Grand Prix when that cruel mechanical problem denied him a stone-worst podium finish in MotoGP.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he manages to get past Alex Rins, there'll be some...
Yeah, Tavulia will be rocking, I think it's fair to say.
So then,
Steve, that Franco Morbidelli stretched his lead over Rossi to over a second at the moment, while escape of Rins and Bagnaia.
There is Rins. There, his fastest rider actually was Joan, number 36,
yeah.
30 behind Jack Miller.
Yeah, that lap time Miller because he was 1.4 seconds.
Andrea Dovizioso's lapping just as quick as the guys out front as well now. He ain't quicker than most.
Well, Dovizioso's playing his get out of jail free card, big star today because GP World Championship. How many more twists and turns are we going to get in the road? 13 laps to go. Look how quickly Rins and Bagnaia have dispensed with...
I mean, just nobody can keep any consistency in MotoGP in 2020 at all. So might be set to continue after this. There's Linjar.
Standing success, real stars of the show in many respects in 2020. They have what a lap time that is from the race leader. A 1:32.748. It's a personal, was half a second quicker than the 41-year-old behind him, and now Rossi can forget about it.
He's got some work on, hasn't he, to try and hold on to this podium because there's some good speed going on. We're both quicker than Rossi, Rins and Bagnaia last time around. Here is Joan Zarco, ATMs, 11th, 12th and 13th.
He's just on a 1:33.251, so there's nothing wrong with his rhythm at the moment.
Rossi, but look who's closing on Rins.
It's going to get worse as well in a minute for Maverick Viñales, because second faster than Viñales.
How is it possible? How can you be so, and at this stage of the race, be in 7th place?
Well, there are going to be questions asked, aren't there, about his rear tyre struggle all weekend, but with this win, maybe slightly cooling the temperatures down on Jack Miller quite quickly. Look at the corner speed. The Suzuki's got much better corner speed.
Yeah, well, it's just the turning ability of that Suzuki in comparison to the Ducati as well. To the back straight we go. This is the battle for 5th and 6th.
Rossi, out of the seat.
Been eager there on the power, wasn't he?
Steady on.
In MotoGP, every single point is so precious.
Unbelievable. I mean, Alex Rins at the moment on that last lap was... It's all about his focus and concentration and keeping himself cool because he now Rossi struggling here, big star. He's being reeled in massively by both Rins.
For Valentino Rossi, his pace has fallen.
Well, it's the gap, it's down to half a second, so Rins again much the quicker man.
Upset things, and Mir's got through. Mir's gone through on Jack Miller, so Miller...
Pace is not bad at all, in fact it's brilliant. He's still doing low 1:33s, it's just behind. Rossi actually has done a 32 all race. He's reeled off lots and lots of low 1:33.
That was lovely from Joan Mir.
That's just a bit of corner speed, a bit of edge grip and a bit of agility.
In second. Alex Rins there in 4th on the Suzuki. and then the Ducati in Motogp, which arguably should have come in Jerez. He was brilliant there as well, from his broken leg. Doesn't really seem to be affecting him. He did say that he was a little bit
Told him off Rossi, he might get a whack round the back of the head with that crash.
to go. This has been a masterclass from Franco Morbidelli thus far.
Brilliant. But once again behind him, Bagnaia again was able to fire in a high
18 laps, has put in his fastest lap of the race, and he's into the low 133s. Unfortunately,
that's Jerez when he took his only podium of the season so far. He's going to have to do a lot of defensive work over these laps.
Rear Michelin. Will that last the distance?
And to that medium rear tyre compound now.
It's all over for Quartararo.
Yeah, he's in the pits.
Will retire, and he can't believe it.
You believe what has happened in MotoGP
all weekend.
Not a top 6 in the last 4 after such a record-breaking start.
4/10 of a second, and now they're on him.
He's really struggling, I think, at the moment. Not struggling rhythm, it's just that those two behind him are that little bit quicker. Not a lot in it, but fine.
Mind you, for 8 laps is a job like no other.
Yeah, it's going to be
with Alex Rins on the Suzuki. Breaking into turn 4. This is where Rossi's okay. On the exit of turn 6, no problem.
These are points that are...
Is he going to have a look up the inside into turn 8? Is he going to outbrake Rossi? Not this time. Naya as well.
Quartararo's actually coming into pits and now he's rejoined the race. Dismal day for Maverick Viñales.
This is where Rins seems to be able to make up. Pramac Ducati rider. Is he going to do 2 in 1?
Brave in the extreme by Bagnaia. Up the now. Oh, someone's gone down.
Who's down? Oh, we can hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just me, I thought it was more.
Do you know what? I thought the same. Oh, well, Fabio Quartararo. It's shocker of a Sunday here in Misano. Second crash of the day. Said mine took a fluttering there, mate.
Sorry.
Blimey. Anyway, Bagnaia and Alex Rins in hot at turn 4 that time around.
And it's going to be cold tyre.
That's just nowhere near enough temperature in the tyre. It's emotions post-race for the Petronas Yamaha SRT team, because on one side, the flip side of that coin, will be unbridled joy for Franco Morbidelli.
Now here comes Bagnaia, side of Valentino. Rossi is boss as well. We've got the 2 Academy boys ahead of them. Bagnaia, he's not close enough.
The Academy was designed to bring through young talent, not necessarily to vote. Can Rossi cling on to a home podium, a milestone 200th Premier Class podium, and force that issue?
Well, I just did not see this one coming. Incredible story. Who thought about the move into turn 2 there. He wants to make it stepping on this group quite rapidly.
This one, he gets the job done.
Rins has been told to switch to mapping 3. Tino Rossi, the block pass is coming. Oh my goodness me, that was close.
Oh, I was winning.
Rossi in Misano, not when he's on a podium. If you're going to make the move, make it clear. I mean,
if Alex Rins did that, he's going to need 24-hour security every time he steps onto Italian. Rossi and Rins is just giving Mia a chance to creep back into this battle. Looks like he's going to have that second place, which should have been his, of course, in Andalusia a few weeks.
He's back up into 6th. 5 laps to go now. Morbidelli, who's trying to get through on Rossi. Rossi there knew it was coming. That's a very clever...
Yeah, Mia Rins rather, just trying to pick his moment here to the cab. This is going to be tough going here for Alex Rins. We saw Bagnaia just use the pound the braking zone for turn number 8. He's not going to be close enough to strike this time around. Dovizioso may well be picking off Jack Lee before the end of this race. He's a lot quicker than the Australian.
Out of turn 10 we go.
Mia is not out of this at all. In fact, he was a lot quicker. With that clear track, he's much quicker than Rossi and Rins.
Close enough again. Although Rossi's slightly wide on exit, they're almost side by side.
You can see the 2 Suzukis ganging up behind him.
Right then, onto the start line, to this crucial podium spot. Tito Rabat's crashed out. Riders up because you've probably seen on the screen that that's his strongest point, and now Mia is on them as well.
Having to do all he can to keep Mia behind him as well.
Well, he might actually be able to do Valentino himself.
Tito Rabat, so let's hope that he's perfectly okay. There's your race leader at turn 8. Still, he desperately wants to make it onto the podium here at Misano for the 200th time with his 2 prodigies, Bagnaia and Morbidelli. We haven't had an all-Italian Peruggi and Dovizioso.
are able to stay in these positions.
Well, he's coming back towards Pecco Bagnaia now, throwing everything at this, but he hasn't been able to make a decisive breakaway. The top three.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, Rossi will be feeling that he can do himself a big favour. It's so difficult to predict this one. We've got 4 riders fighting now for 2 spots on the chain for him that we're not able to witness this show that he's put on, because he's...
A quality helmet yesterday was all to do with the famous Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. Well, he's done the round, fired up the inside of Valentino Rossi. Rossi so good, so late on the
1-second spot. I need to be getting that spot. I need to buy myself some time. Rins with Ducati. That's the key. It's so difficult to overtake.
Miller's now got a second. Crazy, isn't it?
So crazy in MotoGP.
You're just going to look tonneau surface.
I mean, we can still have 2 Suzukis on the podium, and yeah, anything's likely to happen. There's 2 of these final sectors. Bagnaia's lead over Rossi shrinks once more. Rins, have another look at Valentino Rossi here. No.
Bagnaia, what a resolute race he's ridden so far. Absolutely stunning. This man has been in a class of his own, Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah, the 25-year-old rush some emotion.
It really is, especially after what happened to him over the last 2 races in Brno, and what a response this has been from Franco Morbidelli.
Well, given championship charge also, 25 points are so precious at this moment. Dovi has gone through on Miller.
Dovi gets on through, and that's another vital World Championship point now then. Rins cannot get through on Rossi. Rossi in turn, trying to find a way through on Pecco control, but he's lost a second in the last lap. Yeah, I think he's got it under stage of the race.
He's gone through on Rins, sorry Matt.
And that could be it.
That could be done. Now then, Rossi!
Rins make a mistake in that final sector.
Morbidelli is he's going to have a proper bite at Valentino Rossi.
Mir's going to have a pop. Is he going to be close? I don't think he is. Rossi's been awesome on the brakes into turn number 8. No, Mir
in Misano. And it's not over yet for the podium places. You have it. They're almost touching.
Oh, what a move
was that?
What a move. That is that move. Bravo, Joan Mir.
Rossi's now going to throw the kitchen sink at it. Sure, he's wide though. It's all gone wrong.
Mir ran the super tight line. Is there going to be Lakers? It looks like Frankie can relax. He's going to take his first MotoGP.
It's Samba time for Franco Morbidelli, who is finally... We have not got a Yamaha 1-2-3. Bagnaia, take a bow.
What another astonishing show here in Misano. What a last lap that one, BR46 side.